Hello, my fellow Americans. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Thursday, December 13, the year 2012. Rampant Injustice. I'm sure you've watched the video, and if you haven't, well, I'm going to put a link down below in the description so you can go watch it. It shows what our government is doing, is capable of doing, and will probably do again in the not too distant future. Maybe even as I speak they're doing it. Question is, my fellow Americans, what are we going to do? I think the answer is bend over and take it. I mean, over the past decade or so, we've seen a lot of rampant injustice by our government. But we the people are divided. We're not organized. We're not a body of one. We're a few unrulies here and there, or a few malcontents. But a formidable army? Not really. Not against the federal government, or the state government, or even the local government. I mean, the government has been bullying we the people for decades. And we might talk about it, make a video about it, but don't do much. And then the few people who do actually take a stand, well, they're made to look like idiots. They're made to look like crazy, wacko extremists, so that the rest of the sheep don't get riled up and disturbed. They stay in the herd, do as they're told. I mean, how close to home does it have to happen for you to do something about it? If you could see that your neighbor was being victimized by rampant injustice, would you sit by and watch, or would you defend? Would you defend your neighbor? Would you bear arms to defend your neighbor? Or would you just watch it all go down and be thankful it's not you? But what if tomorrow it is you? Some tough questions. It's just how it is. I mean, there's a lot of people posting on Facebook about I guess what, the 3%ers, the Oath Keepers, and you know, that's all well and good, but we the people, we just still can't seem to get together and come together as one and tell the government enough. Just you got to stop. Or we say, no, you've gone too far, so we're going to push back. We're going to push back hard, and that's just the way it is. Whether they get put behind bars or worse. But we the people, either we're going to make a stand, and either we're going to make a stand soon, or we're just going to get run over. I mean, what if Obama decides come 2016 that there's no need for elections, that he's president for life? What are we going to do? You say it couldn't happen, right? Oh, now sounds like the Rumpled One. He's been out in the country too long. He's really gone off the deep end. But no, not when you see the way the government is stocking up on ammo, small caliber ammo, to be used against we the people. Not when you see the laws that are being passed. But there's a few states who are telling the feds no. Maybe they're gearing up. Maybe it's going to happen right before our eyes next year or the year after, when they try to implement Obamacare. Will we the people rise to the challenge? Will we fly this flag and mean it? When will we say enough is enough? You know, if we just keep electing these leaders that they put in front of us, we're going to get the same results. We got to do something different, my fellow Americans. We have to do something different. Now, somebody wrote in a response that, you know, Bill Gates is a billionaire and Obama's just a millionaire, and who do you think's got more power? You know, we're talking about the corporations. And I got to thinking about that. He's saying that, you know, these elected officials are just basically puppets and the corporations are running the show. I mean, is that the case? Could be. I mean, you could believe it, but if that's the case, then what we need to do is change the law, change the tax law, change a few other laws, take back our individual sovereignty. So the corporations, if they're the ones pulling the strings, we cut those strings. So if they pull on them, nothing happens. I mean, it was said that every government that committed mass murder and committed atrocities against their people did two things. They took away their gold and they took away their guns. Well, if you remember, there was a time in America when it was illegal to own gold. Think about that. In the land of the free, it was illegal for we the people to own gold. What's wrong with that picture? So you see, it's been going on for a long time. Who knows, it might continue for the next 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 years. I don't know. Does it have to get much worse before it gets better? Haven't you had enough? I mean, if you're looking to me for an answer, I really don't have one answer. I don't have one solution. But part of the solution is doing something different. Part of the solution is fighting back to the best of your ability, whether it's in court or on the battlefield. I mean, can they arrest us all? But of course, any argument or solution with all in it isn't going to work, because we know can't get all the people to do anything. We're just too divided, too different. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Even if you divided the country up, what would probably happen is the same type of people that are in power now would get back in power, and instead of having one country under these circumstances, we might have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Because that's usually what happens. You know, the union thug type, they seem to be the ones that get the control. I mean, in any small group, gang, you know, it's usually one of the baddest, the guy that can beat somebody else up or can shoot fast or is just a little more cutthroat than the next guy. He's the one that usually becomes the leader. Not necessarily the smartest or the one with the best ideas, but usually the one with brute force. Basically, it's the law of the jungle. So we the people need to remember that. It's the law of the jungle. Those laws will never be repealed. So, my fellow Americans, rampant injustice. What are you going to do about it? In the meantime, what you can do is wake up and smell the tyranny.